And for more on this conversation, we're now joined by Department of Water and Sanitation Chief Director for Water Use Compliance and Enforcement. And her name is Anet Muir. And she joins us now via our video link. Anet, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, let's start off with, word from the Minister talking about the National Polluters Registry. Is this the answer to some of the problems we are facing at some of our water sources?
Good evening, Bali. I think it will greatly assist to also bring attention to our polluters. It does put additional pressure by linking who is responsible for our pollution. It obviously is not the only thing that we need to do. We are busy with administrative enforcement and other actions against our polluters. We monitor water use as well as discharges into our water resources. And obviously, even with the municipalities that you've just cited, we have been working with these municipalities for a number of years. And when they are non-responsive, it is important that we also indicate who is responsible for some of this pollution, that there's also additional public pressure. Because as the national government, we can't always, minister can't have a mayor fired. But if we have enough exposure to a municipality causing pollution, it can certainly help.
And when it comes to pollution, what would you say are the problems which persist in some of these water sources?
The problems that we are seeing with our water resources is that we're seeing eutrophication. It's an over-enrichment of our rivers. We see an increase of blue-green algae, which is also toxic. And as you've indicated, the alien invasive species are also increasingly present when we have over-enrichment of our water.
And when it comes to having this polluters registry, what would then become the consequences for those who are found wanting and responsible for some of the pollution we are seeing at water sources?
The polluter register will only assist with visibility and pressure from the media as well as the general public. Obviously, we also have to partner with that with our administrative action as well as civil and criminal action that we are busy with these municipalities. So unfortunately, the register itself will not bring any consequences other than public or pressure also with our shareholders for our industries. But we have to partner that with our other actions that we have.
And some would ask then, what is the point of having a polluters registry if we can't find the culprits who are polluting our water sources?
I think the information that we will have to prepare will indicate who the water users are that are exceeding their compliance requirements, also that have been found to unlawfully discharge waste or water-containing waste into our rivers. And that affects our the shareholders of the industries. So that information will be available, but penalties and court cases will result in more lasting impacts, like we've seen now with Governor Mbeki with court orders being issued.
All right. And when it comes to, some of the challenges and, the issues when it comes to water pollution, would you say that, it's a twofold kind of situation? Is it, can we blame municipalities for it? Can we blame companies for it? Or can we blame just ordinary South Africans for the problems we are facing at some of these water sources?
Certainly, land use development as well as people's behavior in terms of waste management becomes a challenge where there's no formal waste removal or people having a tendency to litter. It does end up in our water resources. At Hartbeespoort Dam, we certainly are removing tons of waste that is entering our rivers. Similarly, industries are one of our largest contributors to waste, and then certainly the wastewater treatment works in the Vaal River specifically. There's about 47 wastewater treatment works that are discharging the upper Vaal and contributing to the enrichment of our water.
How difficult has it been for you as a department to also deal with some of the pollution in which we are facing at these water sources?
does become a problem, especially at when we look at Hartbeespoort Dam as well as the Vaal Dam, that we're sitting with these alien invasive species. They are symptomatic of the pollution that we have, so we have to now deal with two things. It's the results of the pollution, but we also have to look upstream in the catchment to deal with the polluters that's contributing to the waste load, and due to their non-compliances are actually causing the conditions in our waters and our dams. It does become a challenge with our municipalities that are not capable to address the problems very quickly. Our larger infrastructure is overloaded hydraulically, and large numbers or large amounts of money is required to upgrade those works to optimally perform and meet the compliance requirements.
And also looking at this workshop in which you held on Friday with the minister and trying to resolve some of these issues, what would you also say was one of the most important things that actually came out from that workshop to try and deal with the problems at our water sources?
So Minister Mchunu had made it clear that he would want to have a water forum established that can look at the entire Vaal catchment, not only the municipalities in the upper Vaal, but also downstream of the barrage, that there is a comprehensive dealing with our pollution aspects, and that we have the role players of the public as well as industries involved, and how we can address the mitigation for the pollution. Also, how do we get early warning for our water quality, as well as the spread of these alien invasive species. Minister has also then announced that pollution register that we spoke about, and indicating that obviously we need to have polluters pay, and that there's also a penalty levied to the cost that we are incurring for the control of these alien invasive species, and that it be linked to our polluters as well.
Anet, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. That is Anet Muir. She is from the Department of Water and Sanitation. She's the Chief Director for Water Use Compliance and Enforcement.